I'm just gonna write down the stuff until I get used to it. Alrighty, let's get started. I hope you guys can all hear me all right. Let me know if you can't, and then I'll try to pay attention as much as I can to the chat box. If you guys have any questions, of course, and then I'll make sure if I don't get to your questions in the chat box, I will definitely get to them at the end. All right, so what we're going to be doing here today is we are going to be creating a flyer for a new listing. And that is because we just came out with a new service that if you have a new listing, if you provide us with a flyer, we're able to send out an e-blast to all of our agents for you guys. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to, in Command, make one of those flyers and then send it over to Sophia. Alrighty. So first things first, logging into Command. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go to agent.kw.com. And this is how I'm going to log into my Command. It just automatically logs me in, but it's just going to take you to a login screen, enter in all of your info from your Keller Cloud setup email, and you'll be writing Command just where I am right now. All right. So first thing I'm going to show you is that while you're in Command, if you click this little red KW at the top, you're able to see the names of all of these different little toggle buttons on the side. That's helpful for people who are just starting out, who don't know exactly what all of these little pictures mean. So for our purposes today, we're going to go over to designs. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here right now. All right, so in designs, some of you might have some designs here already. If you guys have already been working on some designs, if not, that's totally fine. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going over to create design. So I'm going to go ahead and click create. All right, so when I click create, you'll see that we have a few options here. We have email, social, print, and video. These are all amazing options for you to stay in touch with potential clients, for you to fill up your social media, for you to be able to create flyers to send out, to create email blast designs for you to send out. But for today's purposes, we are going to go ahead and click print. In print, you're able to create flyers and other things that you might want to actually print out instead of actually using the design for social media and such. All right. All right, so I went ahead and I clicked print. The next thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and click import photos and text from a listing. All right, so this is optional. KW has this awesome thing called KWLS that you're able to use, just like the MLS. It pulls all of the info from the MLS. So if you have a listing that you're wanting to advertise, that you're wanting to use for this flyer to send over to us, then what you're going to want to do is import all of the info from the MLS, so you're not having to go back and forth to the MLS to remember all of that info. All right, so for my purposes today, I'm going to go ahead and import photos and text from a listing. All right, and when I click continue, you'll see that it pops up right here with a property search. All right, so the address that I'm going to be using is one of our listing agents here at KWCP. It's their listing. So they're letting me use it for today. So you're able to enter in any listing that you like in here. As long as it's in the MLS, you're able to use it. You're able to toggle right here between all listings and only my listings. I like to keep it on all listings because I mean, personally, I don't have any listings. And even if I did, for some reason, sometimes they might not all pop up under your listings. And that could be because you're a co-listing agent or other little reasons like that. All right. So now that I searched up my address, all right, you'll see that a few different addresses pop up. Obviously, only these two are going to be mine, but you'll see that one of these has a listing date from 2018, and one of these has a listing date from 2022. I am going to choose the most recent one that I know has all of the correct up-to-date info that I can see right here. So the way I select that is just by pressing select right here. And after I do that, it's going to redirect me to the design screen. Alrighty, sorry for people who are just joining in right now. All I did was I went to command and I went down to designs. I clicked create new design and then I clicked print. And then after print, I selected include listing info or import listing info. And then here I am. I entered in my address and now I'm going to go ahead and click select. All right, so when I click select, it'll just take a second, but it's going to redirect you. All righty, so here we are in templates. There are a million different templates for you to use. It is really incredible, and so many different categories for all of those different templates. So if you see over here, we have all of these amazing things, including holidays. If you just needed a pre-made post for the holidays and such, business basics, lead generation, buyer listings, and so on and so on. And then you'll see that some of these have subcategories. So for our purposes today, I'm going to go over to listings. All right, and I'm so sorry. Actually, I jumped ahead a little bit. We're actually going to be going over to assets really quick. All right, so that was templates. So now I'm just going to go over to assets. So if you go over to assets, this should be the first thing that you see, your color palettes. You'll see that we're going to go over a couple other things that you have to update. All right, for right now, it's going to be color palettes. All right, so if you see here, you're able to make your own color palettes. I'm going to show you here that let's say you have a very specific color. You already know the specifications. So if you see right here, down here, there's a few little toggle arrows. If you click those, you're able to change how you find your specific color. So me specifically, I like to go to hex because I know that the Keller Williams red is going to be this right here. It's the B40101. Alrighty. So if you guys like, you can go ahead and take down that number right now because that is our Keller Williams red if you ever want to use that in the future. And then we're also going to be putting that in the chat box. Alrighty. Sorry, one second. Alrighty. All right, so that's colors and fonts for you. So play around with that. Next, I'm going to be going over to images. So images, you'll see that I already have a few. All right, so these are my images from my listing that we're going to be going over today. What I did earlier was I just uploaded all of these by going right over here to upload, and I went over to my device. And when you click that, it'll just open up your files and you're able to click any of your photos that you would like to upload. Of course, you're also able to connect your Google Drive, your Facebook, your Dropbox, and a few others. All right, so since I already have these downloaded, I don't need to download any more. All right, but now you might be thinking to yourself, wow, that's a lot of images. I would really prefer for them to be all in one place, especially if you have a million different listings. Let's stay organized, right? So what I would do is I would click over here to add a folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and name this folder the address that I'm going to be working with. So I click add a new folder, and then I'm able to drag all of these images over to the folder. And then now it's nice and organized for me to find later. Obviously, there's a couple photos in here that aren't from this listing, so I'm going to leave them out of that folder. Alrighty, so next we're going to go over to text. So text fields, this is nice to have anytime that you're working with multiple images that you're wanting to create and you don't have time to constantly be putting in your name, your phone number, your email address, all of the same repetitive info that you're having to add to every single one of these flyers. So what you can do is here, you can go add a new field. You're able to, for this example, I'm just going to put my last name as a field. So you can always label it up here, but down here, this is where you're going to put the text that you want to appear in that field. So for right now, it's just going to be named last name, and it's going to just be my last name, Johnson. And I just click save. And now that field is saved for me with the tag last name anytime I want to use that. Alrighty. So you're more than welcome to fill out these text fields and use them for future purposes. They will definitely come in handy. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and go over to logos. All right, so logos. Obviously, I went ahead and before this class, I added in my Keller Williams Coastal Properties logo. So some of you might not know where to find your logos. So I'm gonna show you guys right now. And it's just gonna be just as easy as uploading an image here. You're just gonna go over to upload. Sorry, I'm going to go over to upload. I'm gonna go over to my device and I'm going to go ahead and click the logo I want to upload and I click upload file. Alrighty, so let me show you really quick how to find those. All right, so every office has their own hub. Ours is kwcoastalhub.com. All right, so if we go over to resources and scroll down just a little bit, you'll see right here we have office logos. And of course, if you are from another office, you can always go down here. But our office logos right here actually have logos from all of our sister offices. So I'm going to go ahead and click office logos. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of different logos in here. We have Calabasas, we have South Bay, we have Harbor, and then right over here, we have Coastal Properties. So this is where I went ahead and I double clicked it and I went up here to download. I downloaded it, great, it's saved to my computer. And then that's when I would go back over. Sorry. So that's, oh, yeah, sorry. So that's when I would go back over after downloading, right over to logos. I click upload and upload it straight from my computer. Very easy. And of course, I love to point out that right here at the bottom, there are the luxury logos as well. Alrighty, so back to the design. All right, so I'd like to just point this out in case any of you guys have any. So elements, this is probably a less common thing to upload because of course in Command there are plenty of elements for you guys to use. And but if you guys find any elements, let's say on Google or any website that you guys might use for that, you're able to upload them here just like an image. All right, and then you'll also see that we have videos and files. So videos and files. For videos, we're not going to be making anything animated today, but if you do decide to make any animated designs in Command, you're more than welcome to upload your videos here to put into your animated designs. All right, and then files, this is more for a PDF. If you guys had any types of PDFs that you wanted to put into your design, you're more than welcome to put them here instead of in images. Alrighty. All right, so now I'm just gonna go over to my design to show you guys really quick. All right, so you'll see that I already have a few designs in here that I was working on. You guys might not have any, and that's perfectly fine. That just means it's time to do some exploring. All right, so over here, you'll see that start from blank. So you're able to start a design from blank instead of using a template. So that just means when it says select a format, it means a format such as a flyer or a social media image, or what exactly you're using this image for. That's pretty much what it means by a format. All right, and then over here, import PDF files. So if you ever have a design already ready to go, let's say you made it in something like Canva, or you made it in another website, you're able to upload it here as a PDF file, and Command will do its very best to detach all of the different objects in that PDF so that you're able to edit it, such as it'll make it so your images are detached, your text is detached, so you're able to change the text and change the photos as you please in that PDF. Alrighty. So next is just use a template. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Go to templates. Same thing as if you were to go over here to templates, it's all of the same templates. All right, so next I'm going to go over to images. All right, so images, just very briefly, you're able to pull images from Shutterstock. Obviously, you are able to pay for some images. Let's say we're wanting to stick to free. What we're able to do is we're able to filter. So if we go to the filter button, you'll see that we're even able to select images from Google, and we can get rid of these ones if we like, but we're able to select images from Google. And then let's just say we want to stick to the free images. So I'm going to get rid of the paid, rid of the available, rid of those. And then obviously, unfortunately, Google does not let us pick our orientation. So we're just going to skip that. All right, but let's just say I wanted a beautiful image of a beach. So type in beach, I have all those, all my filters ready, enter. All right, so after searching these are some of the images that come up for me to use. So if you ever need some filler photos, you're more than welcome to find them there. All right, so I'm gonna go back over, oh, I'm sorry, really quick. I also wanted to show that there are vectors. So vectors would be a good example of elements. If you ever needed to upload an element, you could upload one of these vectors to the elements. Alrighty, we're gonna go back over to templates now, back where we had started on designs. All right, now this is where we're gonna go into listings. For the purpose of this class, since we are making a flyer to send over to the front desk with all of our new listings information, so it can be sent out in an e-blast on behalf of you guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to for sale. For this purpose, you're also able to go over to just listed. There are some images in there that you're welcome to use, some templates in there that you're welcome to use. But for today, we're just gonna go over to for sale. All right, so when we click on for sale, you'll see that right here at the top, there's a few different options. Door hangers, flyers, standard postcards, bifolds, trifolds, more bifolds. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on flyers dash letter. And this is because it is just a regular flyer, an 8.5 by 11. So very standard. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and click here. When I click here, you'll see that it narrows down instead of all, it only gives you the letter size flyers. All right, so pick whichever one you'd like to use for your listing. And then after you pick, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick this one. You're more than welcome to use whichever one that you choose. All right, sorry. For those who are just joining us now, we are in command under designs, and after we click designs, we clicked create new. Sorry, after designs, we clicked create new. We created a new design. We went over to templates. We clicked under listings for sale, and now we are only using the flyer dash letter templates for the purpose of this class. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one as my example. Or actually, I actually like this one better. I'm going to use this one right here. All right, so when I click use, it will pop up just like this. All right, it'll pop up just like this. And you're able to look at my assets from before, the assets that we had previously loaded in, and you're able to change out any of these photos. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to click this image first. If I want to change it, I'm going to click that image. I'm going to go over to the folder that I created with all of my images in it. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the image I would like. So before I click, instead of just clicking the image, what I'm going to do is replace the image right here. So sorry. So when you click replace image, it'll automatically replace it for you. Sometimes if the image is a different size than the box, it might settle in weird. So what you might want to do is from here, double click the image. And when you double click it, you're able to resize it as you choose. And when I'm done resizing it how I like, I'm so sorry, you go over to done. So click done, and then it's there for you just like that. All right. Oh, sorry, 1 second. So sorry about that, guys. Alrighty, so after we changed out our images, you can see that you're also able to change out the text. But let's say you're worried about changing the format, because obviously this 3-bedroom, 2-bath, so many square feet, that format looks perfect and we do not want to alter that. So what we will do, instead of adding in the text right here, we click the text, then we go right up here to Typewriter. So when we click Typewriter, when you click Typewriter, you're able to change out the text without disturbing the format. All right, in this case, I know that this house is actually 245. I know it's about, and this is just an approximation, so don't judge me. But this one is about 300 square feet, 3 bedrooms, and 4 baths. All right, not too bad. All right, so then I go over to save changes. Alrighty, so then after I save those changes, you'll see that they popped up right down here. I'll go ahead and zoom in so you guys are able to see that. All right, so it saved all of my changes right down here. Perfect. And then of course, I'm also able to change everything else the exact same way using Typewriter and just changing the address just in there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and discard, because in this case, I'm not gonna be changing the address for right now. All right, next. All right, so obviously this is not me. Might have the same last name, but that's not me. So we're gonna change out this image the exact same way that we changed out this big one up here. We click it, we go over to our images, get out of the folder I was just in, and then I see my beautiful face right here. So I'll do the same thing that I did before and go ahead and replace the image. All right. So let's say my head looks like it's sticking out a little bit. So I will double click that image and I will reposition it as how I choose. And then up here, click done. Alrighty. So last thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is to change your KWDBA or also your office logo. So same thing, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then, like I said, I have my logos back over here. But for those who are joining us just a little bit late, I'm going to show you guys one more time that if you go over to the kwcoastalhub.com and you go over to resources, you will find our office logos right here. All of our office logos for Calabasas, for LA Harbor, for Coastal, all of them are in there. And if you're looking for your own office website, you can also go right down here and you can click on your own hub. Alrighty. So I just went in here and I downloaded my own logo and I uploaded it to my assets in designs. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click replace logo. Hey, it replaced it. Perfect. It's a little off-centered, so I'm just going to move it. So just hold it down and you're able to move it wherever you please. All right. So perfect. All righty. So any questions so far? Awesome. Alrighty, so it is pretty easy. It's not too complicated. It's just a lot of steps and making sure you change out all of that info, all of that good stuff. All right. So I am going to show you that if I do click over into text, if I go over into my assets that I had changed previously to going into this design, I go over to my assets and you'll see that those two pre-filled text boxes that I had created are right here for me. So if I choose, I'm able to use these. I'm able to use these and place these wherever I'd like. All right. Next, I'm just going to go over to logos, and they are right over here, like I had shown you before. The logos that you had preloaded into assets. Elements, I don't have any elements, but you are able to look up the stock images that they have for for elements right over here. And you're able to use any of these cute little arrows and things like that. Alrighty. Next, I'm going to be showing you. So I did, sorry, one second. Okay, so what I had done previously was when I had selected print for the design that I had wanted, and I had clicked the box that said import photos and text from MLS. I would be able to, let's say for some reason it didn't automatically autofill with that information up here in the KWLS. What I'm able to do is just right in here, type in the address. Search. It should pop up. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm having some technical difficulties. But what would happen is if you searched an address right in here, it would take any info that you have in the MLS and it would list it for you right along the side so that you're able to grab all of that info and put it into your design. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you that right now. Maybe in a future class, I'll be able to show you. If you guys have any questions about that, please let me know since I'm not able to show you guys today. Alrighty, and then down here, lastly, I'm just gonna show you guys, there is animation. So for these, we are not doing animation, but please feel free to go in here and explore all the different types of animations that you guys are able to use. And make sure if you guys ever make a animated design that you do download it as an MP4. Otherwise, if you download it as a PNG or a regular photo, it will not do any of the special things that you just added in. It will just appear as a regular image. Alrighty, so this is pretty much it. We're obviously not everything is perfect in here. So this is just to show you guys how you're able to change out any of the info in the flyer. I'm going to show you guys really quick my finished flyer. All right, sorry, I'm just resharing my screen. Alrighty, so this is my finished flyer. All right, so this is my finished flyer. It has the address, it has the correct square feet, it has the correct price, it has the bed and the bath, it has correct info describing my property, it has the correct logo, and it has the actual listing agent's name and phone number. All right, so this is my example to you guys. These are, this is all accurate information in case you ever need to reach out to him. No. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Was there any questions? Or Kim, was there anything that you would like to add?
The only thing I would remind people about, well, first, under Lenny's name, you probably you'll need to put his DRE number.
Oh, right.
And realtor too. Yeah, you probably just weren't finished yet, but and then also just to remind people that if you're going to post your flyer on social media like Facebook, for example, or in an email, you'll probably want to download a PNG. But if it's something that you're printing out, the print quality is better if you download it as a PDF. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then, Haley, do you want to just quickly let them know about, oh, you're going to show them how to download?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So after you finish your beautiful image, what you're going to want to do is download it. So you're able to click this button right here to download. And so just like Kim was saying, if you're wanting to use this for anything for social media, or if you're just wanting to keep this on your computer, the best thing to do is to make it a PNG. This is going to be a high quality image, so it'll look good on all of your social media. And then also when you send it to us, a PNG is going to be the best because we are going to keep it in a photo format. If you're wanting to use this flyer to, let's say, walk around your farm and show to your farm, what you're able to do is click on PDF for printing, download it as a PDF, and it will print out perfectly. All right. Of course, you're also able to download it as a PNG to print. It is just more difficult and it might not turn out in the exact format that you're wanting.
Yeah.
I would recommend doing.
Yeah, right. The quality usually is not as crisp if it's not a PDF print.
Yeah.
But, and then the last thing, Haley, is do you want to just recap what the system will be if they do once they've completed their flyer? And it's pretty much the same for all the offices. So I know in your office they'll be speaking with Sophia, but it is the same in all the other offices. So maybe you can just run us through how that's going to work.
Yeah, of course. So here in our office, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be sending e-blasts on your behalf with this flyer that you create for us. So what you'll do is you'll send the you'll have access to a Google form, and in that Google form, you'll fill out all of your info that it asks for. You'll include the image of the flyer that you want us to use, and then we will go ahead and make an e-blast and send that out on your behalf. Unfortunately, today I do not have the Google form link on me, but I can go ahead and send that out to all of you guys who have attended today. That way you guys have that for your future listings.
Yep.
Perfect. Awesome. If you guys have any questions regarding that process or how it applies to you, please feel free to reach out to either me or Sophia, and we're always happy to answer any of your guys' questions.
Thank you so much, Haley. That was awesome. It was so informative. And thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys. Oh, let me check the chat box really quick. I think we're good, but I want to double check. Yeah, okay. It was just me and okay. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. So I guess we're all done here today, unless anybody had any questions.
Thanks,
Nope.
Haley.
Perfect. All right. So you guys better all be exploring designs in Command. There are so many amazing designs. Keep up your social media. All right. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Again, got the hard tacky. Then we're out of doubt.